So my dear brothers and sisters, the first sentence of the Quran with 19 letters. So our author says to himself, say, look, this was very easy. This was like child's play, playing marbles. He did the job, very easy for him. But he says, you know what I'm going to do? Every word in that sentence must be repeated in my book an exact number of times, which must be a multiple of 19. So now, to arrive at that, we must have the Quran computerized. And it has been computerized. Once it is computerized, this amazing machine, this magical wizard, electronic wizard, once it is computerized, you ask the question, how many ism words in the Quran? Ism, the first word, ism. Ism, how many? You press the button and immediately you get the answer, 19. Divide by 19. 19 times 1 on the dot. How did that happen? Coincidence. Now Allah made us to make this discovery in this day and age. When you have the computers, you have the calculators at your disposal. Because when you tell the people, primitive man, the man who is uneducated, say, look man, there are 19 times the word ism in the Quran, and he will go through, wading through 2,000 pages. Ism. 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 Then he's done it. He's fagged out. Now, when he's going to do the next one? The next word is Allah. Allah. You ask the computer, how many Allah words in the Quran? Comes the answer, 2,698. Get your calculators out. Divide by 19. Say 19 times 142 on the dot. How did that happen? Coincidence. I said, imagine an illiterate man, a man who doesn't know how to read or write. He's got no paper and no pencil. And he's keeping count of every Allah word in the Quran for 23 years. The busiest man in history. The mushriks gave him no peace. The munafiqs gave him no peace. The Jews gave him no peace. The Christians gave him no peace. And he is creating a nation, an empire, and a religion. And he's writing a book, and he's keeping count. And at one stage he had about 8 wives. Can you tell me that Muhammad did the job? If you tell me that he had a computer hidden away in the sand, and he was going and computerizing everything and coming back and feeding the people with it, I am prepared to believe you. But if you tell me Muhammad did the job, I say, I'm sorry. I don't know. If you want to believe, you may. But I can't believe that this man, a man like you and me, flesh and blood, he did this job. Keeping count, leave out everything else. Only every Allah word in the Quran for 23 years in his head. And calculating and seeing that it's exact, it's exact, it's exact. Exact multiple of 19. 19 times 142. Next word, Ar-Rahman. Ask the computer how many Ar-Rahman words in the Quran. Comes the answer 57. Divide by 19. It's a 19 times 3 on the dot. How did that happen? Coincidence. Now we are not counting the Bismillahs. Only the first Bismillah is counted, and in the internally. Because our learned men say that the other Bismillahs are like introduction or for blessings, they have been put there. They were not revealed every time. So in case somebody says, look, there are 114 surahs and 113 of them got Bismillahs. Say, look, wait. We are saying the first Bismillahs, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, the first Bismillah is counted. And the others are internally, altogether, 57 Ar-Rahmans in the Quran. How did that happen? Coincidence. The next word, Ar-Rahim. Ask the computer how many Ar-Rahim words in the Quran. Comes the answer, 114. Divide by 19. 19 times 6 on the dot. So how did that happen? Coincidence. Keep at it. Keep at it. Watch what happens. There are 114 Ar-Rahims, as if divided one each for every surah. Exact. 114 surahs, 114 Ar-Rahims. How did that happen? Coincidence. I says, you know, there are 114 surahs. You can establish it anytime. In any Quran, every Quran. So 114 surahs must have 114 seals. You know, the stamp, rubber stamp from his authority, that this is my book, this is my book. like an official document, summons, or affidavit, or anything. You need an official stamp on it. So the official stamp is Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, whether written in a straight line or whether written in a monogram form, anyhow. It must have 114 surahs, must have 114 rubber stamps. Coming from Allah, coming from Allah, coming from Allah.